Welcome back everyone to another LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga video, and while news is short right now and expected to be quite limited for possibly the rest of the year, there's a topic that I wanted to talk about here today. I think it's important I say this straight away for those of you who haven't really thought about it, but if you're excited for LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, which we all are, including myself, but you're hoping to relive those same experiences that you lived as a child, maybe with the complete saga, maybe with the Clone Wars, maybe if we're going right back with the video game and the original trilogy. If you're hoping to relive those exact same experiences, then you are setting yourself up for disappointment. It's important to recognize that we are moving with the times, and while this is still a new LEGO game that's coming out, things have changed a lot, and you will have seen that. If you go from, for example, the complete saga all the way to the Clone Wars game, all the way to the Force Awakens game, things change. And I for one have no issue with that. I know I made a video recently about some mistakes in the trailer, and I'm not too bothered about those mistakes if they were in the game at launch. It wouldn't bother me. I just like the assets involved in the game to be as accurate as possible, and with the clone mistakes, for example, I want as many clones in the game as physically possible as well. But something I'm not too bothered about maybe crossing the line with is the story itself. We know in every LEGO game we've had that the story of Star Wars, whether it be episode 1 to episode 6, is told in a way that we can recognise. It's the same story from the films, but there are always changes there. Look, for example, one I always love to bring up is Obi-Wan Kenobi and Commander Cody versus General Grievous. We know Commander Cody played no part in this fight, but he's involved in the game. But then a real big one, and the kind of talking point of today's video, and that's the Palpatine fight at the end of episode 6. Now, arguably this is one of the most popular missions in the game, if not the most popular, and that's all subjective, obviously, but it is up there. And in the complete saga, I wouldn't change this fight one bit. We know Palpatine doesn't use a lightsaber in episode 6. During this fight, we know he's never really in too much physical combat with Vader or Luke. It's mainly just a bit of Force lightning, but in the complete saga, we go all out. We have Vader and Luke, both lightsabers, against Palpatine with a lightsaber as well. And it was so fun, and it was enjoyable to be able to live out that mission from the movie, but in a different way, where we could see maybe a prequel style Palpatine, but also get something pretty cool, which is a full-on Vader versus Palpatine fight, which we've never really seen before. But then with the Force Awakens game in 2016, we start off, the first mission is actually the end of episode 6, and we get a bit of the Death Star fight with the Falcon and blowing it up and all that, which was fine. And then you get the Emperor fight, and it was kind of underwhelming, and I was looking across some of these videos all over YouTube, and it seems a lot of people think the same way. I've been talking to a few of you guys, whether it be off stream, whether it be on stream, about this particular subject. And I have to say, if you're not too sure what happened with the Force Awakens game, well, it still defied the storyline. So we still had Vader and Luke, both of their lightsabers up, taking on Palpatine, which didn't exactly happen in the movie. And we were building objects in The Force Awakens, throwing them at Palpatine, still taking on his royal guards, which by the way didn't happen in the movie, but once again they allowed things like that to be defied. But the one big one was that Palpatine didn't use his lightsaber. He didn't really move out of his chair all too much. For a game that was made almost 10 years on from the complete saga, we went from moving all around the Emperor's throne room to different parts that we didn't even see in the movie, to sitting in the same chair predominantly, building objects, throwing them at Palpatine only to take on a few of his royal guards, and then button mashing when it came to the Emperor forcing lightning at you and deflecting it. It really lost its touch, in my opinion. And I know I don't speak for everyone with that, and that's absolutely fine, but I speak for a lot of people with it also. I loved personally how these missions defied the movies. They told the same story, but they told it in a different way that still made sense. And in the latest LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga trailer, we actually got to see a bit of Luke and the Emperor having a bit of a fight, I suppose you could say, with lightning at the end. And it's only a snippet. We can't judge it too thoroughly, and it's a cutscene as well, but Palpatine's lightsaber is nowhere to be seen. It looks like it's going to be another lightning forced at Luke, possibly button mashing to stop this. I don't know, we can't really read into that too much. But what does worry me is those really enjoyable levels from the original game, where you're traveling from one place to another, fighting with lightsabers. It's why we love Star Wars. It's one of the main reasons we all love Star Wars is lightsabers, and we go from that to kind of sitting in a chair, not doing much. And once again, this could actually now transfer to the sequel trilogy as well, because we know Palpatine is in Episode 9, whether you liked it or not. What is it going to become in the final mission, I'm guessing, of the entire game, which will be the Battle of Exegol? Is it going to be Rey and Kylo Ren versus some of Palpatine's new royal guards, and Palpatine's just going to sit in the chair and you're going to force back lightning at him? I don't know. You see, this is a game. This is a Lego game as well, which isn't canon. None of these events and how they took place, all the comedy and everything, is actually in the Star Wars storyline. So we can be a bit adventurous. And I, for one, would like to see a bit of creativity in things. Look, you go back to the Obi-Wan and Cody situation, it was kind of weird, yeah, and I don't think having Cody in an Obi-Wan and Grievous fight works. I'd rather the two players on screen be Obi-Wan and Grievous, and if you've got a second player they can control Grievous. But I think in a situation with the Palpatine fight, I really just want to see Luke and Vader team up again, take on Palpatine with lightsaber action, and bearing in mind with the technology we have today in 2020, which could make that fight from the complete saga something pretty incredible. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Once again, look, I'm not personally going to get my hopes up for that fight from the complete saga, because like I said at the start, if we prepare ourselves to relive those same memories from our childhoods for this game, we're only going to set ourselves up for disappointment. So it's important to bear that in mind. But thank you very much for watching. Like if you enjoyed, guys, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all in the next one.